Hey everybody, this is Brent back with another edition of Near Mint Musings, and happy Independence Day weekend. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Hopefully you're spending this weekend with friends and family, appreciating the freedoms and independence that we have, and just taking a step back and appreciating old glory and everything that this country is and has been and hopefully will be for years to come. So feeling a bit patriotic. This video isn't really a patriotic themed video, but definitely wanted to highlight 3 recent pickups I have and really excited about them. Wanted to show them to you. Vintage pickups. Real quick shout out. This hat right here is courtesy of my son. He works on the KC-135 Strato tankers, and this is actually a hat from the Spokane Indians. That's the high A minor league team just north of where I live, Spokane. They are right next to Fairchild Air Force Base, and this is one of their military salute alternate caps that they wear periodically throughout the season, and I thought that was really cool. My son knew, you know, whenever you combine baseball and Air Force and military, I'm all in. So really cool gift from the kid. So 3 pickups, and these are all vintage pickups from the 30s and 40s from my beloved Washington Senators. These are names that probably you don't know, but these are 3 gorgeous looking cards and amazing examples. And I have to give a shout out to my friend Alex Bowman 53 on one of his recent card room live chats. The discussion, as it often is about appreciating the beauty of vintage and looking at sets that really just sing. And in those sets, there are always going to be certain images, pictures, styles that really resonates with different people. So I went on to eBay, as one often does, and just put in the set and the year and Washington Senators and see what came up. And I found 3 cards that I could not pass up, and the affordability was there because they aren't big name players, but they are extremely beautiful examples and reasonably priced as far as vintage goes. And these are the 3 that I'll show you today. The first comes from the 1935 Diamond Stars set, and this is a PSA 6 of Cliff Bolton. And just look at the image of this. I mean, I have really fallen in love with the Diamond Stars. I knew they existed, but I never really did a deep dive into looking at all the different cards that they have. This is just a beautiful card. This has been recreated, you know, in the 2000s by Topps. The Chicle subsets that they've done through either, you know, Heritage or Archives. I can't remember who did it, but this is National Chicle. I think it's Chicle, whatever. That's who puts out the Diamond Stars. So just a fantastic example. And this is on the back of these, it kind of talks about, well, look right here, clever catchers like Cliff Bolton of the Washington Senators know how to block the plate and use their heavy shin guards to smother the runner. So they kind of incorporate whoever's on the front with what that position does and how you can be a better catcher if you're playing. More catchers have become major league managers than any other position, knowing that the position takes players of keen brains. So you hear that? I don't know. The Mariners have a catcher for a manager, so I might agree to disagree. Anyways, that's the Diamond Stars. This was number 47, Cliff Bolton. But just look at the detail in the background. The dugout back there, the player or the bat boy walking up, just the double W's on his sleeves. Just a fantastically gorgeous looking card. So really happy to pick that up. That one cost me, I think, $55 shipped for a 1935 card in that condition. I mean, look at the centering. I mean, it's phenomenal. Next up, we have a 1941 Play Ball. This is a PSA 4 Dutch Leonard. Again, a fantastically beautiful looking card. Just look at the colors. Look at the shadow behind him. I mean, below him. And just the cool pose. So I would really suggest just going and looking at just different examples. Don't punch in a player. Just type in the card and the year and see what comes up. You're going to find some beautiful cards. I just wanted to get some representation of these sets that just shows off the inherent beauty. And thankfully I was able to find 3 examples of the team that I PC, the Senators. This is Emil Dutch Leonard. This isn't the more famous Dutch Leonard that you might know about that had a more illustrious career. This is Emil John Leonard. He didn't do, I mean, it's funny the brutal honesty on the back of some of these cards. Dutch Leonard did not have the great year with the Senators last year that he had in 1939. So they kind of start off with a wah-wah, but then, you know what? He ended up being okay. Claim to fame for this guy, and I think I read this correctly, so if I'm wrong, then just pretend I'm right. The famous doubleheader that the Yankees had, where Lou Gehrig had his very famous "I'm the luckiest man in the world" speech, this guy pitched, I think, the first game of that doubleheader, I think. Regardless, just look at the beauty of this card and the cool pose. I mean, I've stared at these cards just constantly since I've had them over the last couple weeks. So that is a 1941 play ball. All right. And then the last example I have here is something that I recently posted on my Instagram page. This is the 1948 Leaf PSA 4 Sid Hudson. And this is another set. 1948 Leaf has quickly become one of my favorite vintage sets of all time. I mean, obviously you're going to have the heavy hitter cards that are Babe Ruth, Jackie Robinson, Ted Williams, and others. But I love, if you look at the backgrounds of some of these, they have like that cool, almost diagonal dual color background. So you got the yellow and the blue, and that really just makes the image of the player pop. And this is a set that you really need to be cognizant of the registration. I mean, not just the centering, obviously centering in corners, but registration on these. If you can get one with good registration, which I believe this one has, you got yourself a great, gorgeous looking card. And this was another one that just really spoke to me. Sid Hudson didn't have much of he had a long coaching career, actually. After the Senators, he went on to coach, I think, with the Red Sox, and then coached with the later version, the expansion Senators. So when these Washington Senators became the Twins, the new Washington Senators in 1960, he coached for them. And then they became the Texas Rangers in the early 70s, and he was their coach, I think, through 75 or 76. He also had a claim to fame. I mentioned Dutch Leonard. Sid Hudson, I know this for a fact because I researched it, so, you know, fact check true. He pitched a doubleheader when they, again, played the Yankees on Babe Ruth Day. So one of the last public appearances by Babe Ruth, I think in 1950, I won't say say the year, he pitched a good game too. They won. So there's Sid Hudson. So again, these are 3 just, in my opinion, gorgeous examples of 1930s and 40s cards that you can get at an affordable price. The most I paid, I think, was the Cliff Bolton in the back. I think I paid $55. I think the Dutch I paid $39, and I think the Sid I paid about $40. That was shipped. And these are all just extremely good examples. And again, I'll give my shout out to Alex Bowman 53. You can find cards that are low grade. These happen to be 4s and 2 4s and a 6, but you can find 2s and 3s that just really look good. And when you have the great registration to go with the color represented here, I mean, just look at the color of these 3 cards. They just all pop in their own unique way. This is definitely a direction that I will be going with my collecting in the immediate and ongoing future. Is just beautiful representation examples of vintage cards. of sometimes no-name players. But all these players, they have a story. And that's the other joy of this, is you get to dig deep. I didn't know anything about Sid Hudson or Dutch Leonard or Cliff Bolton. Cliff Bolton literally just had a cup of coffee with the Senators. I think he played one season as a backup catcher, but he got an amazing, gorgeous card to represent that one season with the Senators. So I'm forever thankful for that. So there you go. 3 cards, 3 stories, 3 beautiful examples of what cards looked like back in the 30s and 40s. So have fun exploring, and hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below. What's your favorite of the 3? Is there another set from this era of the 30s and 40s that you appreciate greatly? I know the one that's not represented here is Gaudy. That's actually, I have a Gaudy coming soon. That'll probably be a separate video. And I also have a 1948 Leaf that is a heavy hitter that I will be making a separate video for as well in the near future. So again, enjoy your 4th of July weekend. Appreciate our freedoms, our independence, and this great country we live in. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching, as always, and hope you have a good one. Take care, guys. Bye.